Just going to give a quick rundown of the solvent still for whoever's going to use it next. First, the basic components, starting from the top. I have a little bubbler here, so this is a nitrogen bubbler, where you can see that this is connected to the nitrogen line on my Schlenk setup here. So you'd have the system under nitrogen flow in through here and down into the still. And so this bubbler just allows you to have an outlet to release any pressure buildup. Next we have the condenser. So here we have circulation with cold water coming from the left on the bottom, through the bottom there, circulates, and then it exits through the top. We have our collection vessel. So once your solvent has evaporated, it will collect in here. And the condensed solvent can then be collected into your whatever reaction flask you're using, either through the sidearm here, so you just turn this tap on and collect into the Schlenk flask, for example, or you can just poke a needle through this septum or cannula straight in through to your solvent and then extract your solvent through there. And down here is the round bottom that has your solvent. In this case it has some methanol and calcium hydride. It is on a stir plate. It's both a heating and a stir plate, but I only use it for stirring. Now the heating is always off. I have stirring at 6 in this case, but again that might change depending on the size of flask you're using. For the heating we have a variac attached to it. So there's an on-off switch at the front here. Turn it on to 120, and then at the top is where you would adjust the heat output. So I've had it at 60 in this case for the methanol, and so that controls warming up this jacket that's going to heat up your solvent. So that's the basic setup. When you then want to operate your still, you want to first make sure that your circulation is on. So the green taps there are these two, so you want to make sure that both of them turn as the instructions there, so you have both the inlet and the out. And then you want to make sure that your nitrogen is turned on. Again, nitrogen there into my line. Make sure that this tap is open so that you actually have nitrogen flow through. Nitrogen flow through to the top. Make sure that that is open, because then we have nitrogen coming down into our system. And we want to make sure that our tap for the pressure output is on as well. Then I would turn on the variac next. So that's the on-off switch at the bottom here, so down to 120. So then that will start warming up. As well, make sure that my stir plate here is on. I think the switch for that one is just on the back here. Usually takes about 20 minutes-ish for the solvent to heat up to temperature, but I'm just going to make sure that you're checking it to make sure that everything is running smoothly. After about 20 minutes, you will start seeing your solvent collecting. Usually I would pour the first bit of solvent back and let it recirculate. So how you do that is, once you have a little bit of solvent collected here, you can turn this tap to the left. So as the little indicator shows, this will then pour the solvent back that way, so down this and back into the flask, and then you can close that again and then kind of get the circulation going a second time. And so once that is done and you've collected a good amount of solvent, again you can either collect it from the top with a needle or a cannula. I'd open that, fit my needle through and have that into the solvent and draw it out, or by the sidearm. And so here we turn this the other way, so now you can see the line drawn here showing that our solvent will be pouring in. Obviously you want to make sure that you have your receiving flask there and ready to go before you do that, and also make sure that you've purged your receiving flask with nitrogen, etc., as you need. Once done, you do everything in reverse for shutting down. So I would turn off my heat, keep the stirring going, let it cool down. Once it's cooled, then you can turn off your nitrogen supply, and then once that's done, the last thing, once everything is cooled, is turn off the water circulation. The end.